What's up, guys? Finally back with some UFC fights. Finally, been like 3 weeks without UFC, so finally we got some fights coming up on Saturday. So yeah, this video is gonna be about the Fight Pass prelims on the UFC 210 card, Cormier versus Johnson 2. So let's go ahead and get started right away on our Fight Pass picks. So first fight of the night, we got Janelle Luza versus Magomed Bibulatov. So we got Janelle Luza, who's already made his UFC debut. Looked good in his fight, showed some good boxing skills. Overall, looks like a decent striker. Maybe just needs to improve though his wrestling game and whatnot. Let's go ahead and just check out his page real quick. Get a little bit of background on him. So yeah, summary: knockout power in wrestling. Haven't seen too much of his wrestling. Yeah, so you can see he outstruck Yao Ziku or whatever. Won by decision there. Showed some good striking though, good power. Then we go on to our newcomer here, Magomed Bibulatov, and his summary is considered striking, but from what I've seen, he likes to wrestle a lot. Also, just likes to take you down and smash you on the ground. And he has a very dominating type of attack. He likes to take you down, dominate you on the ground with some ground and pound. And on the feet, he'll like to throw a lot of crazy, spinning back kicks and stuff like that. You can check his background right here. We got 2 wins by knockout, 5 by submission, 1 rear naked choke, 3 armbar, and 1 triangle choke. So he does have some submission game right there. 6 first round finishes. He has a win over Taylor Lapilus, who's in the UFC. I remember that guy. Let's see right here. We got his rank and titles held: 4-time world champion in kick jitsu, Europe, and world champion in Kempo, which maybe that's why he has this sort of kicking attack. Multiple time world and Russian champion in Ukado. So this guy seems pretty well rounded. Seems to have a very, overall very well rounded game pretty much. So he likes to mix it up. He could strike, he could wrestle, and he has some submissions here. So I mean, if you could just look by the odds here, pretty much everybody's on Bibulatov, and everybody thinks he's gonna be able to get the win. And from what I've seen from him, he does have those good kicks and he does have that wrestling attack. So I think that probably will be a little bit too much for Loza. But Loza does have some slick boxing, and you never know, he might come out on top. But for me, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and go with everybody else. I'm gonna go ahead and pick Bibulatov to win either by decision or maybe a late finish. But let's go ahead and just say Bibulatov by decision. Next fight, we got Caitlin Chukagian versus Irene Aldana. I really like this fight. 2 strikers that like keeping the fight on the feet. Both these girls have good boxing skills, but only one of them has a high output, and that's Irene Aldana. She lost her debut fight against Leslie Smith, which obviously I picked Aldana in that fight. Usually I would really like going for Smith sometimes because I like her style, but Aldana was making her debut, and I thought that was a really good matchup for Aldana to really show her striking, and it was, but she ended up losing the fight. Leslie Smith was just a little bit more dominating with her stand-up, a lot of pressure and whatnot. Chukagian here is not that fighter. She's not a pressure fighter. She's a counter striker, and that's gonna pretty much make her lose the fight. I think Aldana's gonna put on the pressure on her with her boxing, gonna land the more shots, and is gonna throw a high output. She wants to get that win. She wants to win in the UFC, and this is obviously not her debut fight. So now she's not gonna have the jitters or whatever. Now she's coming back to bounce back from that loss, and I think Chukagian here, isn't gonna be able to do it with her stand up. I mean, she has decent stand up, but I think Aldana just throws too much volume, and should be enough volume to get her the win here. So I'm gonna go and pick Aldana to win the fight. And I could see Chukagian getting finished here, so I'm going to go ahead and pick Aldana by 3rd round knockout. Next fight, we got Josh Emmett versus Desmond Green. 2 good wrestlers here. I'd give the edge to Josh Emmett though. I also think Josh Emmett's the better striker on the feet. Desmond Green, from what I've seen, he just really likes to wrestle a lot. Just likes to get you against the cage, obviously, take you down and whatnot, but he doesn't show too much striking skill. I think Emmett in his last fight against Scott Holtzman showed, he could stand up also, and he lands some really good body shots, and he seems to have a lot of power in his punches also. So I think Emmett here is just a little bit better than Green everywhere. So I'm gonna go to pick Emmett to win the fight. I don't know. I don't think he gets a finish here though. So I'm gonna go ahead and say Josh Emmett by decision. Finally, the featured fight on the Fight Pass prelims, we got Gregor Gillespie versus Andrew Holbrook. Gillespie is a really talented wrestler, undefeated, and I expect him to get the takedowns on Holbrook. As you can see, Holbrook has poor takedown defense. He seems to be like a decent wrestler, but he just doesn't have the takedown defense, and that's what's gonna really, lose the fight for him pretty much, because Gregor has excellent takedowns. He's a high level wrestler. He's gonna be able to take him down. On the feet though, I would have to give the edge to Andrew Holbrook, but I really think Gregor's gonna go hunting for those takedowns early. He's gonna get him down. He's gonna beat him up on the ground. So I expect Gregor to win the fight, just doing his damage on the ground and pound. But I don't know if he's gonna be able to finish Holbrook. So I'm gonna go ahead and just say Gregor by decision, guys. So to recap on the picks real quick, we got Bibilotov by decision, Aldana 3rd round knockout, Emmett by decision, and Gillespie by decision. Alright guys, so that's it for the picks on the Fight Pass prelims. Stay tuned. I'll be doing the FS1 prelims picks video soon, and the main card picks also, so stay tuned for that, guys. Also subscribe if you're a new viewer. I do these UFC pick videos whenever there's UFC cards. It hasn't been done in like 3 weeks, but whenever there's UFC fights, I'll be sure to give you guys my predictions and whatnot. Alright, so that's gonna be it. Thanks for watching, guys, and catch you guys on the next video.